In a recent video, I highlighted some of the Southeast Asian countries that have been making their plans for the reopening after many months into the COVID-19 pandemic. Among these countries has been the Kingdom of Thailand, which has been among the leaders in the region pushing for its reopening to foreign tourism. Since reopening the resort destination of Phuket as part of the Phuket Sandbox scheme, the kingdom is expanding its efforts to welcome back foreign visitors. Earlier during an address by the Prime Minister of Thailand, Prayut Chan-o-cha, plans were being made to reopen the country of Thailand for vaccinated tourists from at least 10 different low-risk countries, including Singapore, Germany, China, and the United States. Requirements would be reduced to taking 2 COVID-19 tests before departure and upon arrival, though upon arrival there will be no quarantine. Since then, the Thai government has expanded that list, and now there are around 46 countries that the country will be welcoming back tourists come November 1st. Keeping with the initial plans, fully vaccinated travelers from these countries will have quarantine-free travel upon arrival in the country. For the complete information for arrivals into Thailand, I have included a link from the Tourism Authority of Thailand, so I'll be summarizing some of the key points here. First, fully vaccinated travelers from the 46 countries must have been in the country of origin 21 days prior to heading to Thailand. Travelers will need to have a proof of vaccination along with an insurance policy of around $50,000 for COVID-19 related expenses. There will be 2 COVID-19 RT-PCR tests required, first taken within 72 hours before departure and the second upon arrival. Upon arrival in Thailand, the traveler will have to stay in one of 17 areas for at least 7 days before being able to go around the country. These 17 destinations have been labeled as blue zones, which will be replacing what has been the sandbox scheme, such as what we see in Phuket. For all other travelers, there will be a quarantine period of anywhere between 17 to 14 days. The required insurance policy has been lowered to around $50,000. For the Kingdom of Thailand, this is welcome news for the players in the tourism and travel industry, which have been hurting amid the COVID-19 pandemic. One of these major players that is expected to benefit is Thai Airways, the national airline of the country, which is mounting flights starting on November 1st, ramping up its international flight network to up to 36 destinations for the winter season. Many of these flights will be serving destinations to Asia, Europe, and Australia, along with flights supporting the Phuket Sandbox scheme. Though the reopening cannot come soon enough, to Thailand's credit, it has become a model for Southeast Asian nations to reopen, along with another country, Singapore, which has been making its own efforts as well. This is a gradual reopening, and there will still be some COVID-19 restrictions in place. The Thai government seems to be cautious still in its approach, even though it's understanding how important it is for the reopening of the country. Even then, with the reopening efforts, it's still a long road ahead for recovery. Evidence of this could be seen with the Phuket Sandbox scheme itself. During the first 3 months of the Phuket Sandbox scheme, the island destination welcomed around 41,000 visitors, less than half of the government's goal of around 100,000. It's also been reported many of the arrivals from the Phuket Sandbox scheme are actually returning residents from abroad. This just shows how far dire the situation has fallen, as prior to the pandemic, the resort island of Phuket alone received around 10 million international visitors. The Phuket Sandbox scheme has both its proponents and opponents, and like that, the reopening of the country to more tourism with the expanded list of low-risk countries likely have mixed sentiment. Most of these boil down to the questions of economy or safety related to COVID, and COVID-19 will likely be around with us anyway. For its reopening, there may not be any right time, as Prime Minister Chan-o-cha said in a Facebook post, quote, "If we want to attract more tourists to Thailand to stimulate the tourism sector and other business-related sectors that have been in great trouble for a long time, we need to move faster than that and do it now because to wait for everything to be perfect will make us too late. In addition, tourists may decide to travel to other countries first." While there is some restrictions still in place, eventually I do see these restrictions being lifted overall, and all travelers, no matter what status of vaccination, will be able to travel freely to and from the country and other areas in Southeast Asia. As mentioned before, this will be a first step to a long road for the recovery of the tourism and travel sectors of Thailand and other parts of Southeast Asia. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. Thank you for watching and have a great day.